You are not antisocial. You are not anxious without reason. You are not obsessed with what people think of you for no cause. You are running software that was written for a world that no longer exists. Right now, without knowing it, your brain is doing something it has done every single day for 200,000 years. It is counting. It is tracking. It is monitoring the people around you with a precision and a hunger that has nothing to do with the modern world and everything to do with the one your ancestors were built for. Your brain thinks you live in a tribe. And until you understand what that means, almost nothing about your social life will make complete sense. Here is the number that explains everything: 150. In 1992, British anthropologist Robin Dunbar was studying the relationship between primate brain size and social group size. He noticed something remarkable. Across species, the larger the neocortex relative to the rest of the brain, the larger the stable social group that species could maintain. When he applied this formula to humans, he arrived at a number: 150. That is the maximum number of people a human brain can hold in genuine social relationship. People whose names you know, whose lives you track, whose shifting loyalties and emotions you monitor in real time. This is not a cultural limit. It is a neurological one. It is the size of the social world your brain was built to navigate. For most of human history, this was not a problem. The tribe was the world. You were born into a group of roughly 100 to 150 people. You lived with them. You hunted with them. You slept near them. You knew everything about them, and they knew everything about you. Your reputation, your status, your survival, all of it existed entirely within that group. If the tribe accepted you, you lived. If the tribe expelled you, you died. It was that simple and that absolute. Your brain did not evolve to handle a city of 4 million people. It evolved to handle a village of 150. And here is the part that should stop you cold. It has not changed. The neocortex sitting behind your forehead right now is the same neocortex that monitored 150 faces on the African savanna. It did not receive an update when cities were invented. It did not expand when social media arrived. It is running the same ancient software on an entirely different world, and it is doing the best it can. This is why you remember every social slight with surgical precision. In a tribe of 150, a damaged reputation was a survival threat. The brain that forgot an insult was the brain that failed to protect its social standing. The brain that remembered, that tracked, that planned, that strategized around social dynamics was the brain that stayed in the tribe. You are descended from the ones who remembered. This is why you feel physically uncomfortable when you think someone is angry at you. Not just socially uncomfortable, physically. Your heart rate changes, your stomach tightens, your attention narrows. Because to your ancient brain, a person who is angry at you is not just an interpersonal problem. They are a potential threat to your position in the only group that stands between you and death. This is why public speaking terrifies more people than almost anything else. You are not afraid of the microphone. You are afraid of being evaluated by the group. The standing in front of people moment activates the same neural circuitry as standing trial before the tribe. And in the ancestral environment, that trial could end in expulsion. Your palms sweat for the same reason your ancestors' palms sweated. The stakes feel existential because for 200,000 years, they were. This is why gossip is irresistible. It is not a character flaw. It is social intelligence. In the ancestral tribe, information about who was trustworthy, who was dangerous, who had broken the group's rules, this was survival-critical data. Evolutionary psychologist Robin Dunbar estimated that roughly 60 to 65% of all human conversation consists of social information. Who did what to whom? Who can be trusted? Who has risen in status? Who has fallen? You are not gossiping. You are running a threat assessment and alliance mapping protocol that is older than language. This is why it is so hard to feel genuinely belonging in a crowd of thousands, but so easy to feel it in a group of 8 around a dinner table. Your brain did not build the infrastructure to process mass belonging. It built the infrastructure to know deeply and specifically the 150 people whose lives were intertwined with yours. A stadium of 70,000 people is not a tribe. It is noise. 8 people who know your name is a tribe. and your brain knows the difference. This is why social media feels simultaneously addictive and hollow. The platforms were designed to exploit the tribe monitoring system, the part of your brain that cannot stop tracking social information. But they deliver that information at a scale and a speed the system was never built to process. You are monitoring not 150 people, but potentially thousands. The feed delivers an endless stream of social signals, status updates, alliance shifts, displays of approval and disapproval, and your ancient brain processes each one as if it were happening inside the tribe. The anxiety it produces is not irrational. It is the ancient social monitoring system running at 10,000 times the load it was designed for. Psychologist John Cacioppo spent decades studying loneliness and found something that should reframe everything you think about it. Loneliness is not the absence of people. It is the absence of genuine tribal connection, the specific feeling of being known, watched over, and embedded in a group that depends on you. You can be surrounded by people and still feel the ancient ache of the tribeless brain. You can have 500 followers and feel profoundly unseen, because the brain is not counting followers. It is asking one question, the same question it has been asking for 200,000 years. Are these people mine? You live in the largest, most connected civilization in human history, and yet loneliness has been called an epidemic. That is not a coincidence. It is a mismatch, the most profound mismatch in human experience. The social world grew faster than the brain that navigates it, and so the brain keeps looking, keeps monitoring, keeps reaching for the connection it was built to sustain in a world that delivers almost everything except the one thing it actually needs. A tribe. Not followers, not connections, not a network. A tribe. A group of people who know what you did yesterday and will notice if you do not show up tomorrow. A group small enough for your brain to hold in full detail, close enough to matter, stable enough to trust. Somewhere in your life, in the places where you feel most alive, most seen, most yourself, that is where your tribe is. Your brain already knows. It has been looking for them since the day you were born. It is still looking now.